everyone, my name is Evie Pine. Welcome back to my channel, and today I have another video for you all. As you can see, today we're doing something a little bit different. I don't think we have ever done something like this on the channel before, but today we are going to be doing a trailer reaction and predictions for season 2 of Bonding. And ever since this first got announced, like a solid release date, like you guys have been asking me, like, did you watch the first season? What did you think about it? Have you seen it yet? And like, yes, we're gonna watch it, but I have really been trying to avoid spoilers, so I thought what we would do is just watch the trailer, see how we feel about it, kind of see what I think is going to happen before we actually go into watching the full series and giving my opinion on that. And actually, if you guys missed it back in the day when the first season came out, I did actually watch it with my friend Brittany. She had a video for it on her channel where we both gave our thoughts and opinions about that first season. I don't think it's around anymore, but if it is, I will link it and you guys can check it out, or maybe I'll just review just season 1 on its own at some point. But suffice to say that the first season of Bonding was very controversial. And just to give a quick overview of the plot, if you're not familiar with the series, it's essentially about this young dominatrix that lives in New York, and her best friend kind of inadvertently ends up becoming her bodyguard and going along with her on all of these misadventures with clients. And it's supposed to be this comedy, and some people really enjoyed it, other people thought it missed the mark, or thought it was offensive, or thought it was derogatory towards sex workers in various ways. And people had very strong opinions about it, and they originally announced there was going to be a season 2, like, probably right before quarantine started, and so they were filming it, and then quarantine happened, and then it just got really delayed, and now they finally have season 2 just randomly came out on Netflix, and people are really wondering, is it going to be more of the same, or is it going to be an improvement based on so much feedback they got from the first season? So we're going to look at the trailer. I'm going to give my thoughts about it, give some predictions, and we'll just go ahead and get into it. I'll pop my headphones on and we'll play the trailer. Dun, dun. Oh!
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Oh, I don't recognize her.
So, let me get this straight. You've been banned from every dungeon in New York City, dragged all over social media, and to top it all off, you did an out call.
Yep. I mean, they deserved it, though.
That somehow resulted in a police chase.
Yep.
You narrowly escaped. Did I miss anything?
The stabbing?
Did you follow any of that?
Like, I don't know. On the one hand, I like the fact that they're immediately starting this by calling out, like, hey, this is like how you guys fucked up really badly last time. And so it seems like they're setting it up for like a learning and redemption arc kind of thing. So I guess my first prediction is that this is going to be about her like getting retrained like properly as a professional dominatrix. I don't necessarily know if you would be talking about this with a client, like currently doing a scene with them. Maybe he's one of the live-in house slaves. I don't know. I get it's like the comedy element of it is like this random guy's just hanging out, but he's like fully in like a gimp suit, but also like being suspended, I guess. I don't know, but maybe not super realistic, but I don't think this series is really supposed to be like 100% exactly like real life, you know?
Let's begin.
Yep.
This one's for my enemies.
We're here to work again.
Be scared of me.
And to make it right.
Okay, so I guess my first prediction is already being confirmed by the trailer. Love the music. Oh my god, are they finally getting this woman a corset that fits her? That was one of the problems I had in the first season. If you guys watched it with me, you guys know I talked about this a lot, but like, they just didn't have a corset that was flattering on her at all, like at any point in the season. It was really frustrating because it's such an iconic piece. Like, every pro dom, I think, really needs to have like a good solid corset in their closet because a lot of clients are really into that. And by God, she's actually gonna get fitted properly. And like, if the fashion in this season improves, or if they don't have fucking carpet in the dungeons, I will be happy. I will be overjoyed.
I'm really pleased with your progress. Your minion, on the other hand,
He's my
The
best
minion.
friend.
he seems more interested in making you laugh than in making you money. I'd hate to see anything or anyone get in the way of that.
Do you not want to do this with me anymore?
I'm taking this seriously. You don't even want to be a dom. You want to be a comedian.
You want to be a therapist.
I do like the fact that they have him in like the very classic like mirror cap, leather vest, like that's like very traditional, especially like New York, San Francisco, like leather garb. I like the fact I'm seeing a lot of leather in this season. Like we saw like one of her outfits was a leather dress. I guess that's like probably a headmistress dominatrix that we saw at the very beginning. She was also wearing something with leather, and I love that. I really associate like leather, especially with like the New York scene, and I think it really goes. And I think, guys, I love fashion. I love BDSM fashion, and seeing that really brought in, I think, adds to the realism and gives me hope a little bit for the season, just for what I'm seeing from like the costume direction.
Was doing the trick for me, mistress.
Don't call me that. I'm my friend.
We've been friends for 10 months.
Damn. I don't know if I can. I'm still working on that for myself.
Relationship
You
drama.
are special to me. I want to come out to my dad.
You don't have to do it just for me.
I'm not. I'm doing it for us.
Oh, hey, Rolf.
I'm not here.
We're gonna see Rolf again. That's great.
Eat your food.
Coolio.
Wait, what did they say wasn't a safe word? I missed it. I'm gonna rewind. Something's not a safe word. Oh, friendship is not a safe word. Ooh, is that like the theme? The theme for this is like friendship's not a safe word. I don't get it. I don't think that makes sense. Like, what is friendship's not as? I guess that it's just like signaling that the relationships are going to be a big part of this season, I guess.
Eat your food.
Coolio.
Master Carter, I'm done.
Don't go. We haven't even got to the part with the cove and the sea lions yet.
I'll never forget your waddle.
It's a penguin guy from the
I never
first
realized
season.
how hot he was.
Yeah, it came out on 27th. Alright, that's it. That's the whole trailer. I think it was pretty short. I feel like they went in the direction, at least so far based on the trailer, that it seemed like they needed to go, which is like, okay, we fucked up the first season. A lot of people that are in the community really didn't like this or thought it was a poor representation of like professional dominatrixing. How do we fix it? We have a plot line where they're gonna learn, right? And I think that makes sense. It seems like it's gonna be really about the relationships. It's really gonna be about, I think, the conflict. It seems like there's gonna be, okay, here's my second prediction. I think there's gonna be a conflict. It seems that, I can't remember her character's name, but the dominatrix one, or the one that's in training at least, she's gonna have a conflict with somebody that she sees as like a friend and a practice partner for her professional work, like getting in like more of a real like non-professional BDSM relationship with him, and having like that conflict about like, oh, this was like a work thing and here I am like doing this thing with somebody who's a friend, and now he's like more than a friend, and like, how do I handle that? What does that mean? I think along those same lines, my third prediction is that there's going to be a conflict between him and the boyfriend's character. I don't know if this is going to be like a straightforward like gay coming out to parents conflict, like sort of in the Happiest Season movie where it's like, oh, my parents like don't know I'm gay, like having that be the center of the conflict itself, or if it's possibly going to be something where maybe he's like uncomfortable with like BDSM, and so maybe it becomes not only like, oh, coming out as gay, but like, I don't want my parents to know that you're like also doing this BDSM stuff, and maybe there might be a little bit of like the vanilla gay versus the like BDSM gay conflict that can happen sometimes, having that kind of represented, although like at the same time it's a little bit hard to tell if like he's into BDSM, because they do say in the trailer, like, he's more interested in, like, making you laugh than in making you money, and he's not really interested in being a dom. He's just there because he wants to be a comedian, and that obviously adds another layer to it. I think another prediction that I will have for this season, I think we're on like prediction 4. I'll do 5 predictions. My 4th prediction is that he will do a comedy set at like a traditional leather bar. Like, he's gonna go somewhere that's very New York, very BDSM, very gay, and he's gonna do a comedy set there, and he's gonna like find his audience, right? He's gonna find that like these are the people that resonate with him and like enjoy his stories. Or he's gonna go up on stage and start trying to do a set that's like themed around his experiences at this dungeon, right? And it's gonna fall totally flat because none of them actually find it funny and are like, yeah, so, like, it's not going to work with that audience at all. So, something involving the comedy club, something involving very, like, New York BDSM, trying to make that all work as, like, part of a comedy thing and seeing where that works out. My 5th prediction, let me see, I wanted something that's, like, totally, like, just a Hail Mary, like, probably isn't going to happen, what would be, like, great / really, really funny if it did happen. I would love to see something where like there's a very like detailed scene with like some of the head mistresses that very like clearly calls out like everything that went wrong with the first season. Like, she has to tell the story not only about the alcohol but like the other things that happened with the clients, like things that happened like at the actual like dungeon that she worked at, you know, like how all of that went down. And I just really think that would be a great opportunity to like outline, okay, you know, this is what we showed in the first season, but here's like where we went wrong in this very like direct way in the actual series itself. I think would be really good. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be that direct. I think probably what we saw in the trailer is as direct as they will probably end up being, because these are usually like pretty short episodes, and I think having like half the runtime dedicated just to like laying out everything that happened that went wrong in the first season isn't really going to happen, but it could. All right. I realized that wasn't like super off the wall, so I guess maybe I'll add like another bonus one that just is like totally wacky and out there. I want to say, I think sorry, I can't remember the characters' names. The guy with the red hair, the secondary main character, or maybe he's the main character, I don't know. The male main protagonist. I think he's going to discover, like, a kink that he has. And it's going to be really out there. It's going to be, like, a total exploration of something that is, like, it's kind of a funny thing, right? They're going to probably use it as, like, maybe comic relief if it comes up. And he's going to be like, whoa, like, this is a BDSM thing that I'm, like, really into. And they kind of did that with, like, the penguin suit guy. So I don't think they're going to go in, like, a pet play animal direction. Maybe it would be something like balloons, for example. I'm getting that kind of vibe, maybe. I'm not sure. But I think there maybe somebody in the main cast, if not him, will discover, like, a pretty outlandish fetish as, like, part of this, like, training process. And I think having that, I don't think it's really going to happen, but it would be pretty great if it did, just as an opportunity to not have it be, like, a laughing stock thing that happens from, like, a random side character, which is, I think, how they've typically portrayed fetishes. Is, like, an issue I have with, like, the first season, is it kind of goes too much in the direction of, like, look at the freak show, as opposed to, like, yeah, some people have kinks, and sometimes they don't totally make sense, but that's, like, you know, fine, and they're still human. I think it can kind of get into too much of a laughing at them, as opposed to laughing at the hilarity and the bizarreness of the situation, if that makes sense. So I think if they could kind of elevate that to more of a, like, a less like derogatory laughing at them place with, like, one of the main characters that we've had a lot of time to identify with, like, I think that would be really, really good. But I think based on the trailer, like, I'm very hopeful. I am looking forward to watching it. I am cautiously optimistic. And when I do watch it, I am going to be watching it on Patreon with my patrons. Any dollar level, any tier level, we're going to hang out. We're going to get some popcorn. We're going to view it together. So if you want to see my fresh initial reactions and hot takes, you can check out Patreon. I will be posting more information when I decide on a time to do that. And then after, I will be doing like a series review of all of season 2 of Bonding. And then maybe I'll do like a separate like season 1 like review, like Red Letter Media style, revisiting it in the context of the second season, whatever ends up happening in that. But those are all my thoughts about the second season trailer, all of my predictions. I would love to know from you guys, if you haven't seen it yet, what do you think is going to happen in season 2 of Bonding? Your crazy outlandish predictions, your safe bets, as it were. I would love to hear from you all. Any other comments, questions, suggestions, things you would like to hear from me, you can go ahead and leave that down in the comment section below. If you really like this, if you want to make sure to not miss out my full review of season 2 of Bonding, please make sure you subscribe. I make videos twice a week about all sorts of kink and BDSM related topics. And finally, again, if you do want to make sure to check out my live reactions and hot takes watching season 2 all the way through, you can check me out on Patreon. That's what also makes this channel possible. And I have tons of fun exclusive perks and rewards besides just watching Bonding. I have monthly photo shoots, bonus videos, a Discord chat, tons of fun things along those lines. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and check that out. A link to that will also be down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and thank you so much if you already support me on Patreon. It means the absolute world to me. And until I see you guys next time, I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.